Good morning, our dear Oblation scholars, including your family, friends, grandparents, and extended relatives all over the Philippines. And for those joining us in other time zones, mabuhay po kayo! We are glad that you could join us today via Zoom or via live streaming on the TVUP YouTube channel and the UP System Facebook page. I am Professor Maria Angelica D. Abad, AVP for Public Affairs and Director of the Office of Alumni Relations. It is a pleasure to share the hosting duties for this very first online welcome ceremony for Oblation scholars with a colleague and a dear friend. Please welcome the AVP for Public Affairs for Internal Communication and Cultural Programs, Dr. Wendell P. Kapili.
Good morning, Rika, and good morning to everyone. The Oblation Scholarship is awarded to the top freshman qualifiers based on the UP College Admission Test or UPCAT and the University Predicted Grades or the UPG. Ladies and gentlemen, our Board of Regents, UP System and UP officials, our media friends and our friends in various institutions, thank you for taking the time to give a warm welcome to the incoming batch of Oblation scholars. I would like to acknowledge the following who are joining us in this ceremony: University of the Philippines System officials led by Honorable Danilo Ladizabal Concepcion, the President of the University of the Philippines, and members of the Board of Regents, Honorable J. Prospero E. De Vera III, Honorable Joel Villanueva, Honorable Mark Ogo, Alumni Regent Honorable Reynaldo C. Lacerna, Honorable Francis C. Laurel, Honorable Angelo A. Jimenez, Honorable Maria Arlisa D. Aguiluz, Faculty Regent Honorable Ramon G. Guillermo, Student Regent Honorable John Isaac B. Punsalan, and Staff Regent Honorable Myla R. Pedrano. We would also like to acknowledge the Chancellors of constituent universities, beginning with Chancellor Fidel Nemenzo of UP Diliman, Chancellor Fernando C. Sanchez Jr. of UP Los Baños, Chancellor Carmencita D. Padilla of UP Manila, Chancellor Ricardo P. Babaran of UP Visayas, Chancellor Melinda Bandelaya from the UP Open University, Chancellor Larry N. Digal from UP Mindanao, Chancellor Raimundo D. Rovillos of UP Baguio, and Chancellor Liza D. Coro of UP Cebu.
Again, thank you very much for your presence so we can give due recognition to our Oblation scholars, albeit through a virtual ceremony. Please feel free to send a congratulatory or inspirational message to our Oblation scholars through the Zoom chat box or the comment section in the TVUP YouTube page or the UP System Facebook page. We will read some of your messages as we go through the program. For our viewers, please let us know where you are watching us from so we can give you a shout out. We will be acknowledging more people during the course of the program.
Today is a special day to honor our Oblation scholars, some of whom may be the first person in their family to study in UP, or maybe the first in their family to have the opportunity to go to college. No one knows better than our next speaker how a good education can transform one's life and secure the future of one's family. To give the welcome message, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the University of the Philippines, Professor Danilo Latizabal Concepcion.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Sa ngalan ng mga opisyal, administrador at guro ng ating universidad, malugod ko po kayong binabati sa inyong pagsisimula sa Universidad ng Pilipinas bilang mga Oblation Scholars. Nakikiisa po ako sa inyong kagalakan at nakikibahagi rin sa inyong payak na pagdiriwang kasama ang inyong mga magulang at mahal sa buhay. Isang karangalan po para sa akin ang makapiling ang mga UP Oblation Scholars kahit pa sa platapormang online sapagkat minamaximize po natin ang paggamit ng teknolohiya para sa ating sama-samang pagharap sa pandemyang COVID-19. Kayo po ang katangi-tanging 50 sa mga bagong scholar ng bayan na nagkamit ng mga pinakamataas na puntos batay sa UP College Admission Test at University Predicted Grades. Katulad po ng mga nauna na sa inyong Oblation Scholars, kayo po ay magpapakadalubhasa sa mga kursong inyong napili dito sa campus ng UP Diliman at UP Manila. Karamihan po sa inyo ay tatahak sa landas ng agham at teknolohiya sa campus ng UP Diliman. Ang iba naman sa inyo ay sa landas na konektado sa agham pangkalusugan at agham buhay sa campus ng UP Manila. Inaasahan ko pong hindi magtatagal ay madaragdagan pa ang mga makakasama ninyo sa paglalakbay na ito upang lalong mapaunlad ang kapasidad ng ating bansa, lalo na sa pagharap sa samot-saring krisis at sa pagbaka sa kasalukuyang pandemya at sa banta ng mga susunod pa. Bilang mga Oblation Scholars, matatanggap po ninyo mula sa UP ang libre at dekalidad na edukasyong kinikilala at hinahangaan sa buong mundo. Kasama po ng pagiging scholar ng bayan ay karagdagang allowances at suporta para matugunan naman ninyo ang mga pangangailangan lalo na sa pag-aaral habang tayo ay nasa panahon ng COVID-19. Patuloy po ang UP sa pagganap ng tungkulin nito at sa paggamit ng makabagong teknolohiya at mga alternatibong pamamaraan upang maisagawa natin ang remote teaching and learning o blended remote and face-to-face learning para sa unang semestre o kahit pa sa susunod na taon. Nais ko pong tiyakin sa inyo na ibibigay ng UP sa abot ng kanyang kakayahan ang suportang inyong kakailanganin upang makapagpatuloy sa inyong pag-aaral at pagpapakadalubhasa. Kasabay naman po nito ang aming mulit-muling paalala sa inyong gagampanang responsibilidad bilang mga scholar ng bayan. Kayo po ay hindi lamang mag-aaral upang magpakahusay sa loob ng inyong sariling tahanan o para sa sariling kapakanan, kundi kayo ay pinag-aaral at sinusuportahan ng ating sambayanan upang maglingkod sa taong bayan. Naayayahan ko po kayong libutin at tuklasin ang ating universidad, ang ating lipunan, pagdating ng tamang panahon upang higit ninyong madama at maisabuhay ang kultura ng pagiging scholar para sa bayan. Isakatuparan po ninyo ang pangako ng pagiging pag-asa ng ating bayan. Mabuhay ang mga Oblation Scholars, mabuhay ang UP.
Thank you very much, President Danilo L. Concepcion. Your presence here today serves as inspiration to our Oblation Scholars.
Being an Oblation Scholar is a big honor that carries with it a big responsibility. You will serve as living examples for honor and excellence, the twin principles that the University of the Philippines stands for. To give a quick backgrounder on the University of the Philippines, please watch the short video produced by TVUP, the Internet Television Network of the University of the Philippines.
Since late February 2019, this has been the site that greets campus goers entering UP Diliman through the University Avenue. The newly restored fountain and reflection pool at the Oblation Plaza in front of Quezon Hall. Yet, to long-time members of the UP community, students, faculty, staff, and alumni alike, the fountain is a small fragment of UP's past, a graceful memory brought back to brighten our days once more. Through the tireless efforts of the members of its community of scholars, unified under a strategic plan that has made contributing to national development through knowledge creation and public service its goal, UP continues to move upward, onward, and forward. Each of UP's 8 constituent universities and its 21 campuses spread across the country continues to physically grow, modernize, and transform. This growth has received a significant push through the signing on September 6, 2018 of a Memorandum of Agreement between UP and the Department of Public Works and Highways to implement infrastructure development projects in the UP campuses. This covers a total of 20 projects worth over 2.76 billion pesos. 12 projects in UP Diliman, 3 in UP Los Baños, 1 each in Manila, Cebu, Visayas, and Mindanao, and 1 off-campus facility in Puerto Galera. And finally, some major infrastructure development completed or currently ongoing under the full support and supervision of the UP system as a commitment to creating an environment that sustains 21st century learning, knowledge creation, and public service for society and humanity. UP has also invested much in the health and well-being of its constituents through major infrastructure development projects, as well as in the kind of environment it needs to undertake and support comprehensive sports programs and uphold excellence and encourage competitive participation in sports. Aside from sports and fitness, health and wellness are also in the forefront of infrastructure development. In UP Diliman, the Epsilon Chi fraternity of the College of Engineering turned over the Epsilon Chi Center, a health and fitness facility that features a basketball court that can also be used for other sports activities and events, a gym, and several commercial shops. And for a key infrastructure development project, the UP PGH Diliman, a funding worth 50 million pesos, has been allotted for the conduct of a feasibility study under the NEDA, and 100 million pesos for the generation of a detailed architectural and engineering designs and plans. The initial phases of construction for the PGH Multidisciplinary Research and Training Hospital to service Diliman and Northern Metro Manila is anticipated to begin in 2020. Cognizant of its mandate as a national university, UP takes the lead as a teaching university, a graduate and research university, a public service university, and as a regional and global university. For the school year 2018 to 2019, new general education courses were rolled out that would capture 4 broad themes established by a UP System General Education Council. These new courses focus on learning outcomes and feature student-centered instruction. The design of the courses is also anchored on the education framework established by the UNESCO International Commission on Education for the 21st Century. UP breakthroughs in SNT include the following. the UP system continues to bring the arts and culture closer to its community and the public by hosting free performances. In line with its mandate to serve as a regional and global university, the UP maintains 365 active bilateral and multilateral academic agreements with other higher education institutions, along with special arrangements with Harvard University. More than 20 of UP's partner HEIs belong to the top 100 universities based on the QS World University Rankings in 2018. UP is more than just a haven for intellectual and artistic pursuits. It is also a public service institution and a caring home for its community of faculty, students, staff, and alumni. One direction taken in the past year is to focus on transforming UP into a nurturing and healthy university. UP's sustained efforts toward improving its teaching and pedagogy, its research, environment and output, internationalization efforts, and public service initiatives have borne fruit in its performance in recent world university rankings. The past year has been marked by breakthroughs, outstanding achievements, and history-making as UP's faculty, students, staff, and alumni continue to demonstrate the hallmark of UP honor and excellence harnessed in the service of the nation and humanity. Aside from awards and accolades, the year has also been rich with milestones of various UP units and the members of the UP community. Finally, the year 2018 gave us the incredible story of a UP community coming together as one to rally behind a team, ignite the UP spirit to greater heights, and dream of victory once more. For the first time in 32 years, the UAAP Basketball Championship was not just a hazy dream for the UP community. It is helping shine the light upon the plight of the other varsity sports teams across the UP system, the young men and women who toil and train and struggle and win despite the odds. It is giving us not only hope, but also a feeling of certainty that our dream of winning a UAAP championship is within our grasp. It is the story of what the UP community working as one can achieve. And it is the story of what UP must do. Move ever upward, ever onward, and ever forward.
Thank you, TVUP, for giving us a stirring overview of the University of the Philippines, the only national university in the Philippines mandated to lead as a regional and global university, moving ever upward, onward, and forward.
Our next speaker had a vision to shift to blended learning modalities even before COVID-19 hit the country. To give the opening remarks, please welcome the UP Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria Cynthia Rose Banzon Bautista.
President Concepcion, officials of the University of the Philippines system and the different constituent universities, colleagues, and most especially our Oblation scholars and their proud parents and relatives, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. It is my distinct honor to join President Concepcion in this special welcome to our Oblation scholars. for belonging to the top 50 among 99,300 who took the UPCAT out of more than 130,000 applicants is certainly a feat to celebrate. We are also celebrating you, our Oblation scholars, for your mindfulness, passion, and grit. To use your intelligence and UP as your venue in the coming 4 years, more if you proceed to medicine or law, to begin actualizing your potential as future leaders in the different branches of knowledge and professional practice you will find yourselves in. The SARS-CoV-2 virus upended higher education in 2020, catching the global academic community by surprise. It thrust universities worldwide into uncharted territory, prompting various strategies to adapt their missions to the pandemic. Like other universities, the public health crisis profoundly affected UP's operations. Nevertheless, as the country's national university, UP stays committed to fulfilling its multiple mandates as lead university in setting academic standards and initiating innovations in teaching, research, and faculty development. As graduate university, as research university, as public service university, and as regional and global university in the midst of adversity and in response to it. So UP's ongoing research, public service, innovation and technology development, technology transfer programs and projects will continue to address the critical issues for which they were created, albeit with adjustments to COVID-19. The university will remain steadfast in its role both as partner of government, the private sector, and civil society in this time of crisis on the one hand, and as its policy advocate and social critic on the other. Despite the pandemic, the university maintains its links to local and international university networks, such as the ASEAN University Network and the Asia Pacific Rim University Network of the Asia Pacific region's leading research universities. We are keeping abreast of the experiences, strategies, and plans of other universities for dealing with the SARS-CoV-2 induced crisis in higher education. As you may know, the University of the Philippines ranks among the top 1,000 higher education institutions out of more than 30,000 institutions in the world. It is ranked 400 to 501 in the world, moving up significantly in its ranking since 2017. It is number 65 in Asia and in the top 5 in ASEAN, next to the National University of Singapore, Nanyang Technological University, the University of Malaya, and the University of Brunei. It is very close in rank to the University of Brunei and is eclipsed only because of our much lower number of international students and international faculty. What is pulling UP up, despite our comparatively limited resources, is our citations, an indicator of research influence in terms of the spread of ideas in the world. Citations refer to the average number of times a university's published works is cited globally. It is a measure of our contribution to the sum of knowledge. In this respect, our score in citations is 86.9. Consider, for instance, our citation score in the clinical, preclinical, and health sciences. This is not known even among our colleagues in UP. Our score of 91.9 in 2020 is higher than the University of Oxford and the US Ivy League schools like Harvard University and Johns Hopkins. Thus, in response, UP was quick to mobilize its multidisciplinary research expertise in addressing multiple COVID-19 related imperatives. For example, the university has more than 200 projects focusing on the molecular biology and clinical features of the virus, clinical trials on and evaluation of treatment like convalescent plasma, infection control measures, development of a COVID-19 testing kit, projections on the state of transmissions based on LGU data, and municipal city density map based on current active cases. Engineering solutions, example, a prototype adult ventilator, disinfectants, and decontamination through different means. The development of apps for instance, for more efficient case finding and monitoring. job risk calculators for the workplace, and analysis of the pandemic's socioeconomic impact, for instance, effects on the supply chain, among many others. On the other hand, UP's public service function is palpable in various initiatives that include PGH as COVID-19 referral center, the establishment of UP's testing centers in other universities, constituent universities of UP, the Philippine Genome Center that is sequencing the genes of the virus to determine the origin of the strains that are affecting our communities. But the more important information for you this afternoon is how the university will deliver learning in the time of pandemic, which is akin to the way UP sustained learning in the College of Medicine in the Second World War. Classes throughout the UP system will be delivered remotely in the first semester, with extremely few exceptions to be approved by the chancellor, subject to strict compliance with public health protocols. Why so? Because the trajectory of the COVID-19 pandemic remains uncertain, as reflected in the outbreak of new COVID-19 cases in Asia-Pacific countries such as Singapore, Vietnam, and Australia that had previously controlled the spread of the virus through massive testing and contact tracing. Even assuming that a vaccine becomes available within the first semester, the logistics of its mass production and procurement for eventual use will still result in a delay in mass immunization. And conducting face-to-face classes will further raise the level of anxiety and mental health concerns of our students, their families, the faculty, and staff. What is remote learning? It is a mode of education where teachers and learners do not meet physically in a classroom. Instead, teaching and learning are enabled using information and communication technologies. It covers both synchronous, asynchronous learning or non-real-time communication between teachers and learners, and synchronous or real-time communication. Asynchronous communication may be text-based, example, basic email, FB Messenger, Viber group, etc. Or use online discussion boards in different platforms, which includes UP's learning management system, such as Oblation, Canvas in some of our UP constituent universities. Synchronous communication between teachers and learners, that is lectures, webinars, teleconferences using such platforms as Zoom, to which UP is subscribed institutionally as part of synchronous communication. Since UP students will be dispersed geographically during the first semester, and they have unequal access to computers or gadgets and internet connectivity, it is important to clarify that remote learning need not be online learning. UP will be providing course packs in USBs to enable students in areas with poor connectivity to use the USBs in their computers and download materials from learning platforms whenever they are able to connect. But if this is still not possible, because students either have no gadgets or access to the internet, course packs will be printed and delivered to them. That is, by courier if available, through arrangements with local government units, delivery by UP personnel if feasible. UP has also begun exploring the possibility of using television airwaves for some classes that are not as easy for students to learn independently. A course pack is a compilation of course readings and other materials that is given to students at the beginning of the term or semester. It is intended to ensure that all students have access to the core learning resources of the course. Use of course packs is not unique to remote learning. Many faculty members teaching face-to-face prepare course packs and make these available to their students, usually by giving students a master copy to photocopy for themselves. In remote learning, a course pack is essential as the primary means of delivering the course content. It is intended to support guided independent learning, which is one of two components of effective learning. The other component is interaction and dialogue. Because students will be studying on their own for the most part, the course pack for remote learning is more comprehensive than a course pack for face-to-face classes. The course pack, for instance, for remote learning includes not only the course readings, which journal articles, book chapters, and multimedia resources, like video lectures, screencasts, and simulations, but also study guides, for each set of readings and activity and assignment guides. The university is striving to give the course packs to students studying remotely before the term begins to enable them to plan their study time for each course, when to study, how many hours to allot for each set of readings, when to participate in collaborative learning activities, how much time to allot to doing an assignment. This will also allow the faculty, that is the teacher handling the course, to focus on monitoring student progress, scaffolding learning as and when needed, and providing timely feedback to students who are learning remotely, not in the same physical space as the teacher. To the final question of parents, is remote learning necessarily inferior to face-to-face learning? Remote learning is commonly perceived to be inferior to residential learning in terms of quality. This is understandable because Philippine education has traditionally been face-to-face and predominantly lecture-based. However, studies show that guided independent study that is properly planned and implemented can be of the same quality as the usual teacher-dependent learning despite its remote delivery. Even before COVID-19 came to our awareness, UP was already planning how UP students can continue learning despite class suspensions due to natural hazards, disasters, or social and political eventualities. Anticipating many more such suspensions in today's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, the pre-COVID-19 UP system plan entailed strategies to accelerate changes in pedagogies and assessment and provide students course packs at the start of every semester to facilitate independent learning as a value in itself, but most especially to make up for disruptions in the learning process, among others. For UP and other universities in the country and the world, the COVID-19 pandemic served to further catalyze an ongoing global higher education reform. Last month's meeting of the presidents of the Asia Pacific Rim University, or APRU, the network of leading research universities in the Asia Pacific region, of which UP is the only member from the Philippines and one of 5 university members in ASEAN, shared needed changes in education that have been the subject of the meetings of the APRU presidents and senior officials of these universities in the last 3 years. Changes that include flexible curricula, customized minors, the leveraging of immersive technologies, and the mix of face-to-face, virtual, immersive, and experiential coursework, especially in the face of the fourth industrial revolution. Interestingly, the Chronicle of Higher Education cites this mix of delivering learning and teaching, together with applying concepts to research projects and internships, and alternating between independent and collaborative teaching as the best tactics for a new technologically savvy generation with a very short attention span. Like most universities worldwide, UP is exerting utmost effort in laying the groundwork within severe time constraints for successful remote delivery, including the upgrade of library database and remote access to such databases, and an enhanced student learning assistance with a large-scale kaagapay sa pag-aaral ng Scholar ng Bayan program that is mobilizing the UP community to donate computers to students in need. Against the pre-COVID global changes in higher education and the COVID reality we are facing now, our means of coping with the extremely heavy workload is to be mindful of the positive side of our challenges. First, the pandemic that is wreaking havoc in our lives is forcing us to begin making the paradigm to lifelong learning. Given the paradigm shift, we will no longer return to a teacher-dependent, primarily face-to-face lecture-based learning. Even when we are all back on campus, our better normal will be a mix of face-to-face, virtual, immersive, and experiential learning using 21st century modes of learning that are problem-based, competence-based, and that require design thinking. Higher education institutions worldwide can never be fully and perfectly prepared for remote learning in the first semester. But rest assured that despite kinks that we will discover iteratively in the course of implementation, we will work even harder to make sure that our students, especially our Oblation scholars, thrive, engage, learn, create, and develop the emotional resiliency they need to become transformative leaders and the hope of the next generation. So welcome to the University of the Philippines. We are looking forward to meeting you in the next semester.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cynthia Rose Banzon Bautista, UP Vice President for Academic Affairs. This batch of Oblation scholars enter the university during these extraordinary times. It is a time for innovation, disruption, and transformation. What an exciting time to be in the University of the Philippines, the home of independent thinking, critical thinking, and forward thinking.
Yes, AVP Wendell, UP is the home and the cradle for national artists, national scientists, and national social scientists. To give you a taste of Husayat Galing in the University of the Philippines, please enjoy this video presentation by our very own homegrown creative movers and shakers.
Kasama, naririnig mo ba? Palala ng bagong ihip ng hangin. Wika niya'y ang kalaman, atin laging pagyamanin.
Ang dapat na patutunguhan ng mataas na natutunan, nag-ibig sa sambayanan, inaangat ang buhay ng bayan. Dapat tayong magsilbi sa pangarap ng nakakarami. Dapat nating tiyaking lagi ang buhay nila'y mapapabuti. Husay at galing sa UP lilinangin, utak at puso ating gagamitin. Ang ating bayan paglilingkuran, isang makatarungang lipunan. Laging hahangarin at ipaglalaban natin. Dapat tayong magsilbi
Sa pangarap ng nakakarami.
Dapat nating tiyakin lagi
Ang buhay nila'y
mapapabuti.
husay at galing sa iyong pinilidangin. Utak at puso ating gagamitin. Ang ating bayan paglilingkuran, isang makatarungang lipunan. Laging hangarin at ipaglalaban natin.
Darating ang panahon,
Di na kailangang palala ng hangin.
Dahil malalim nang nakabaon,
makabayan at makataong hangarin. Di namin mahal pamantas ang iyan.
The song Husay at Galing was written by Palangka awardee and UP alumnus Ferdinand Pisigan Harin, with musical arrangement and instrumentation by Pordalab, a pop alternative band that aims to push for change through power of music. The song was performed by Pordalab featuring Ferdy Harin, Dengay Silorio, and Adi Santos Saliba.
Wow! AVP Wendell, utak at puso, husay at galing, honor and excellence. Para sa bayan, tatak UP. These words symbolize our deep emotional connection to UP as true scholars ng bayan. These words have been inspired by the Oblation statue, a man facing upward with outstretched arms, symbolizing selfless offering of oneself to his country, created by no other than UP alumnus and national artist Guillermo E. Tolentino.
With the oblation as the iconic UP symbol, it is the highest honor to be recognized as an oblation scholar. To tell us more about what it means to be an oblation scholar, please give a warm welcome to the Director of the Office of Admissions, Professor Francisco N. de los Reyes.
Isang mainit na pagbati at pagkilala sa inyo mga bagong Oblation Scholars ng Universidad ng Pilipinas. Ako si Professor Francisco de los Reyes, ang Direktor ng Office of Admissions. Taon-taon, matapos ang mahabang proseso ng pag-apply, paghahanda, pagkuha ng exam, at paghihintay sa resulta nito, kinikilala ng universidad ang pinakamahuhusay na examinees ng UPCAT. Hindi malayo na kayo ay magtapos din ng may karangalan o Latin Honors bilang Oblation Scholars. Noong nagdaang graduation, 4 na summa cum laude ay mga Oblation Scholars. Sa 79,203 aplikante na kumuha ng UPCAT noong October 2019, kayong 50 ang nahirang na pinakamahusay. Ano ba ang kahulugan, benepisyo, at responsibilidad ng isang Oblation Scholar? Ang pagiging Oblation Scholar ay isang mataas na karangalan. Pinakikita nito ang mataas na antas ng academic excellence. Dahil dito, kayo ay inaasahang maging huwaran din ng honor and excellence sa loob at labas ng universidad. At this point, you may be wondering about the rules governing the Oblation Scholarship. Please allow me to share the following. Number 1, you have the privilege to enroll in any undergraduate degree program and any college within the UP system, provided you meet all other entrance requirements to your chosen program. Number 2, in addition to free tuition, miscellaneous fees and laboratory fees are also free. Oblation scholars do pay student fund fees. Number 3, you are entitled to a semestral book allowance of 2,250 pesos. Number 4, you are also entitled to a transportation allowance per semester if your permanent residence is far from the UP campus you are enrolled in. Number 5, there's a special incentive allowance of 3,000 pesos per month. The duration of the award is the normal length of time for the degree course program you chose, computed from the time of first enrollment in UP. Except in the case of students in the intermed program who shall enjoy the benefits during the first 4 years of the program only. At the end of 4 years, these students shall have completed the equivalent of a bachelor's degree. An Oblation Scholar who intends to enroll in the Juris Doctor program may enjoy the scholarship only for the pre-law baccalaureate degree. Now, here are the requirements on how to maintain the scholarship. First, you must carry the normal load prescribed for your degree program every semester. Second, you must pass all academic subjects enrolled in. This means you should not incur a 4, a drop, nor an incomplete. And third, you should earn a weighted average is 2.0 in the previous semester. In the case of an intermed student, however, computation of grades for year levels 3 and 4 will be based on grades for the whole year. The retention grade of 2.0 remains. Finally, you as an Oblation Scholar may enjoy the special privileges during the mid-year if your degree program normally requires enrollment during the mid-year. So these are the university rules on Oblation Scholarship. Kayang-kaya, di ba? Kung may tanong kayo, lumapit lamang sa Office of Scholarships and Grants o sa Office of Student Affairs at siguradong masasagot ang mga ito. Bilang pagtatapos, naway ipagpatuloy ninyo ang dangal at husay sa inyong pag-aaral sa universidad. Kayo man ay nasa larangan ng science, mathematics, economics, engineering, biotechnology, architecture, o maghahanda para sa medisina. Muli ang aking pagbati. Mabuhay ang mga Oblation Scholars ng UPCAT 2020.
Thank you very much, Professor Kiko de los Reyes. Our Oblation Scholars may have come from different backgrounds, but they all possess the unique quality that makes them stand out against the rest. They are undisputably the creme de la creme of the UP Freshmen's Class of 2020.
You know, the UPCAT can only be taken once in a person's lifetime. So this Oblation Scholarship is also a once-in-a-lifetime event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that we welcome, recognize, and celebrate the Oblation Scholars of 2020.
I am Andrew Jeromo Antonio from Tuguegarao City, and I will be under the Chemical Engineering program of UP Diliman.
Good afternoon, I am Aiden Bunachita, here to pursue the physics program at the University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Hi, I'm Althea Mara Baloto Tomas, and I'm a recipient of the Oblation Scholarship. I'm enrolling in BS Chemistry.
Hello, I'm Angel Lourdes Zuleta, an Oblation Scholar under the Chemical Engineering program of UP Diliman.
Ako po si Angelica Sanggalang, isang Oblation Scholar at isang BS Chemical Engineering student sa UP Diliman.
Ako po si Beatrice Dominic Banzon Caragay, isang Oblation Scholar mula sa Balanga City, Bataan. Mag-aaral ako sa Universidad ng Pilipinas, Manila sa ilalim ng programang Intermed.
Hello, I am Brian Allen Q. Gonzalez, BRAL for short, and I am an Oblation Scholar. I will be studying under the Intermed program of the University of the Philippines, Manila.
I am Kaylin Ong, a recipient of the Oblation Scholarship and an incoming freshman at the DS Molecular Biology and Biotechnology program of UP Diliman.
Hello, I am Elian Fitzgerald L. Marquez, an Oblation Scholar and an incoming BS Geology student at UP Diliman.
I am Ethan Kitasol, a recipient of the Oblation Scholarship, and I am an incoming freshman of the Intermed program of UP Manila.
Ako po si Daniel Ko mula sa BS Mechanical Engineering ng UP Diliman. Oblation Scholar, to God be all the glory.
Hello, I'm Hannah Gonzalez Gobaran, an Oblation Scholar, and I am pursuing the Integrated Liberal Arts and Medicine program of the University of the Philippines, Manila.
I'm John Albert Valentos, an Oblation Scholar from Pilar, Bataan, and I will be taking the Computer Engineering program in UP Diliman.
Hi, I'm John Robbie S. Laurio, a recipient of the Oblation Scholarship, and I will be taking BS Mechanical Engineering in UP Diliman.
Hi, I'm Jocko Domingo, an Oblation Scholar from Lipa City, Batangas. I'm under the BS Mathematics program at the University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Hi, I am Jose Carlos R. Montemayor from Quezon City. I'm an Oblation Scholar and an incoming freshman at the University of the Philippines, Manila, College of Medicine under the Intermed program.
I'm Kyra Maxine Gonzalez, an Oblation Scholar under the Electrical Engineering program at UP Diliman.
Hi, I'm Kathleen May Basa, and I'm an Oblation Scholar under the Industrial Engineering program of UP Diliman.
Hello, I'm Katrina Sison, an Oblation Scholar under the Intermed program in the University of the Philippines, Manila.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako si Irene Kayla Boholano, isang Oblation Scholar mula sa lungsod ng Calamba. Ako rin ay isang incoming freshman sa kursong BS Economics sa UP Diliman.
Ako po si Lex Garcia mula sa lungsod ng Binyan, Laguna, isa sa mga Oblation Scholar at kukunin ang kursong BS Biochemistry sa Universidad ng Pilipinas, Manila.
Hi, I'm Maria Katrina A. Joaquin, an Oblation Scholar from Olongapo City and a part of the Intermed Programs batch
2027 from UP Manila. Padayon!
Hello po, ako po si Michael Eliezer B. Valenzuela, isang Oblation Scholar at incoming freshie sa BS Chemical Engineering sa UP Diliman.
Ako po si Nathaniel Bonaventura mula sa Carmona, Cavite, isang Oblation Scholar mula sa kurso ng BS Civil Engineering sa UP Diliman.
Hello, I am Ferguson Palacio, an Oblation Scholar from Quezon City, and I will be taking the BS Chemical Engineering course at UP Diliman.
I'm Samantha Joey Panday from the City of Manila. I'm an Oblation Scholar and an incoming student of BS MBB at UP Diliman. Stay safe, everyone!
Hi, I'm Stefan Marcos Ong from Manila, an Oblation Scholar and an incoming freshman of the Intermed program at UP Manila.
My name is Stephanie Hong, an Oblation Scholar, and I will be enrolling in the Intermed program of UP Manila.
Hey, I'm Francis Cruz. I'm an Oblation Scholar, and I will be studying BS Chemical Engineering in the University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Congratulations, Oblation Scholars of 2020. Please, let's give them a warm round of applause. It is no mean feat to be the top scorers of the UPCAT exam. To our dear parents, grandparents, guardians, family and friends from across the country and all over the world, let our Oblation Scholars feel the love.
Bravo! Hats off to our Oblation Scholars, and congratulations also to all the families. Their triumphs are your success as well. To give a message on behalf of the scholarship class, please welcome Ms. Beatriz Dominique Banzon Caragay.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Beatriz Dominic B. Caragay. Una sa lahat ay isang masayang pagbati sa mga kapwa ko bagong isko at iska. Congratulations to all of us. Nais ko munang magbigay pugay at magpasalamat. Una sa Panginoon, sa ating mga magulang, guro, kaibigan, kamag-aral, at sa lahat ng nagtaguyod, kumalinga, sumuporta, umalalay, at nagbigay inspirasyon sa atin. Parang kailan lamang ay kumuha tayo ng UPCAT. Marami nang nagbago mula noong mga panahong iyon. Tapos na tayo sa paghihintay sa mga magiging kahihinatnan ng lahat ng ating paghahanda. Naririto na tayo ngayon sa isang panibagong kabanata ng ating buhay, kung saan maraming kahaharaping karanasan, kaalaman, at kahusayan, at ang pagkakaroon ng pagkakataon upang makakilala ng mga bagong mga kaibigan. Hindi ko maitatanggi, kinasasabikan ko talaga ang pisikal na pagpasok sa Universidad ng Pilipinas. Nakalulungkot na isiping hindi tayo makapagdiwang sa nakasanayang paraan dahil sa ating kalagayan. Katatapos nga lamang ng aming orientation sa Zoom para sa mga mag-aaral ng Intermed. Nakatutuwa nga na kahit hindi kami magkakasama ng pisikal, ay nakahanap pa rin ng paraan ang aking mga kamag-aral na makapag-bonding sa pamamagitan ng paglalaro online. Sa pagsapit ng pasukan, inaasahan ko marami akong pagbabagong mararanasan. Isang prestihiyosong pamantasan ng Universidad ng Pilipinas at tunay na maipagmamalaki ang edukasyong makakamtan ng sino mang mag-aaral nito. Sa dami rin ng organisasyon sa pamantasan, alam kong hindi lamang sa pang-akademiko aspeto ang ating magiging kaunlaran. Nakasasabik din para sa akin ang magkaroon ng mga bagong kaibigan mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa o mundo at ang mabantad sa kanilang mga kultura. Tiyak na maraming pagsubok ang ating kahaharapin. Mga pagbabago na magdudulot ng kakaibang kaba na kaiba sa nakasanayang sistema ng pag-aaral at pagtuturo sa high school. Tandaang hindi nakahihiya at hindi kabawasan ang humingi ng tulong sa mga taong nasa ating paligid sa ating mga mentors na laging handang umalalay at magbigay payo. Maging mapagkumbaba tayo at huwag matakot na makaranas ng kabiguan. Maging bukas ang ating isipan at ituring na pagkakataon ang mga ito para sa paglago ng ating mga sarili. Mahaba at mapaghamon ang landas na ating tatahakin bilang mga iskolar ng bayan. Ating tandaan na isang malaking karangalan at responsibilidad ang pag-aaral sa Universidad ng Pilipinas. Nawa ay ating isabuhay ang palagiang pagpupunyagi para sa kahusayan sa lahat ng ating mga ginagawa. Lagi rin nating alalahaning hindi tayo nabubuhay para sa ating mga sarili lamang. Tayo, bilang mga Oblation Scholars, ay maituturing kong may higit na malaking responsibilidad upang makapag-ambag sa ikauunlad ng ating bayan. Huwag sana nating sayangin ang pagkakataong ito. Maraming salamat at padayon sa ating mga bagong Oblation Scholars at sa lahat ng mga bagong scholar ng bayan. Mabuhay!
Very well said, Beatrice, and kudos to the Oblation Scholars of 2020. Welcome to UP and welcome to the rest of your life. This is where it all begins.
I'm so very excited for this batch of Oblation Scholars. Let me just read some of the messages from the TVUP YouTube channel. We have Teacher Raven and Crisel Lawas cheering Kailin Boholano on. They said, "Go, go, go, Kailin. We in the UP Rural High School are very proud of you. We love you." Emmanuel Luna says, "Welcome to the UP 2020 Isko at Iska, mga Scholars ng Bayan." Rino Vic Repolyo is watching us. He says, "Greetings, watching from Pangasinan State University, CHED Region 1. Thank you." And of course, from our Director of Office of Alumni Relations, Office of Admissions, Professor Francisco de los Reyes. He says, "Pagbati sa mga bagong Oblation Scholars para sa taong 2020. You know, when I was a freshman, I was told not to allow the four walls of the classroom limit my education. With the remote learning education, the whole world is your classroom. Here's to limitless potentials with unlimited possibilities."
And here's to fulfilling your dreams and changing the world. To formally close our program, may we call on our student regent, Honorable John Isaac B. Punsalan, for a few words.
Isang malaking pagbati sa ating mga bagong scholar ng bayan at sa ating mga Oblation Scholars. Natin kayong wini-welcome sa University of the Philippines. Ako guys, ang kasalukuyang student regent ng UP system at sama-sama namin kayong sinasalubong sa isang napaka-challenging ngunit nakaka-excite na academic year para sa ating mga estudyante. Makasaysayan ng inyong pagpasok sa loob ng universidad. Hindi lang dahil nasa kalagitnaan tayo ng pandemya, kundi dahil tayo ay nagpapatunay na handa-handa ang ating mga estudyante upang harapin ang kahit anong hamon ng panahon. Meron tayong kasabihan doon sa ating UP cheer. Ano tayo? Matatapang, matatalino, walang takot kahit kanino. Isa ito sa sumisimbolo sa tunay na giting at tapang ng mga estudyante sa kung saan man tayong makakapunta pagdating mo na ibinago sa atin. Bagamat hindi ito ang usual na ine-expect natin na pag-welcome sa ating mga freshies, ay makakaasa tayo na maraming magandang mga bagay ang naghihintay sa inyo sa inyong pagpasok sa Universidad ng Pilipinas. Tayo ay pupunta sa isang kabanata na kung saan tayo ay magpapatuloy sa isang bagong sistema ng pag-aaral sa pamamaraan ng remote learning. Ngunit sa kabila nito ay makakaasa din tayo na hindi mababawasan ang ating mga malalaman at mapag-aaralan sa ating universidad. Kung kayo man ay galing sa hanay ng mga arts, sa hanay ng sciences, sa hanay ng iba't ibang mga disiplina sa ating universidad, may kita na rin ang mapupulot na aral sa ating pamantasan
ay makakasilbi bilang malaking ambag sa kung paano tayo makakatulong sa ikabubuti ng ating bansa. Meron din tayong kasabihan na siguro mahirap makalabas sa UP. Ngunit masasabi ko bilang inyong kapwa-estudyante na worth it ang pumasok at graduate sa University of the Philippines. Marami tayong mga kababayan ngayon na natutulungan dahil sa mga inisyatiba at sa mga naitutulong at naiaambag ng ating mga scientists, na ating mga frontliners pagdating sa pagharap sa hamon ng COVID-19 pandemic. Ating titignan din sa malayong future na ating natatanaw, ang ating mga bagong scholar ng bayan ay nagpapatunay na meron ulit tayong bagong batch ng mga pag-asa ng bayan. Alam ko, hindi na rin kayo makapaghintay na malibot ang ating mga campus, makapanood ng isang basketball game sa UAP at makisigaw ng at cheer. Alam ko, hindi na rin kayo makapaghintay na matry ang iskoma sa Area 2. Ngunit sa ngayon, hanggang dito na lang muna tayo, pero makakasa kayo at talagang makasigurado kayo, hinihintay na kayo ng UP at ng bayan. Muli, mainit nating binabati ang ating mga Oblation Scholars. Mag-aral ng mabuti, ngunit higit sa lahat, paglingkuran ng ating sambayanan. Welcome sa ating mga student number 2020 na makikita sa inyong IDs. Welcome sa ating mga freshie ng bayan. Mabuhay ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Thank you very much for your very stimulating message, Student Regent Honorable John Isaac B. Punsalan. The Student Regent is the highest representative of the student body and the UP Board of Regents.
Again, thank you to everyone for spending this momentous occasion with us. May mga humahabol na greetings. Si Ruby Caragay, congratulations to Bea Caragay, watching from Balanga, Bataan. And Maria Concepcion Season, congratulations, Oblation Scholars. Congratulations, Katrina Season. God bless and lead you all. So this formally closes the very first virtual welcome ceremony for Oblation Scholars in the history of UP. Mabuhay ang Oblation Scholars! Mabuhay ang Scholar ng Bayan! Mabuhay ang Universidad ng Pilipinas!
You